Hello, Josh, Sam, anyone else who's watching, and probably me, who has to always listen to the first few minutes of the episode to remember what they're about, to Lviv and let die. We are back, baby, and by back, I mean in a different place, baby. We are in the Premier League. We're about to play our first game against boring Bukovina, who we've already played in the first division, but it's okay. It has been a interesting summer. Also, I've been learning about the registration rules, which are basically what we thought they might be, but have got a little bit more in there than I thought. Anyway, Futbolny Club. Cool. Thanks for that. Phone. Anyway, we've made some signings, so let's just jump straight in, because I know Sam will be excited to know who and what we have signed. Mostly they're people. The biggest news, of course, is I signed a new contract. Let's go to landmarks. It'll tell you here that I signed a new 5-year contract only a year after I signed the last one, so that means I only got an extra 1 year. But I did that, so that's good. Let's look at the transfers now for the less important actual playing staff. We'll go through the outs first. Lurpak the Butterman has unfortunately moved on. He is bad at football now that he's 34 years of age and old. That's what I tried to say. So he has gone. He, for some reason, seems that he played in the league, but he didn't. He's gone, and he will never be coming back unless as a scout. So thank you for your service, old man. Speaking of old man, Alexander Buryi, as Sam pointed out, the Jermaine Defoe of aging Ukrainian strikers. He scored 3 goals for us last year, and he was immediately released. That's fine by me. He did well. He did what he came in to do, but out he goes. Speaking of out he goes, Dmitry Domrachev, the player who came in and played fairly well for us in that troublesome defensive midfield position, has been let go as well. He's bad, and we have better players, so that's fine. Who else? Viktor Galushkin, one of the few people who's actually a Lviv favoured personnel. Let's just quickly show you what I mean by that. Yep, only 3 people on the entire list: Petr Perovic, Boris Levchuk, and Viktor Galushkin. Oh, hang on, it's going to be a Masha moment. Hey, Masha.
Hello.
Say hi.
Hello.
They enjoyed your showing in the last episode. They like listening to you talk.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe I will do another one.
Maybe she'll do another one. That's what she said. And I hope so too. But yes, so Galushkin, the only player of 3 who's actually on the favoured personnel list. 2 of those we've now got rid of. He's gone. He's gone. He hasn't signed for anybody yet. He should do. He's played very well for us, except for that season, and that season, and that season. But the 3 seasons I was in charge of him, he was great. He got a lot of assists, fair number of goals as well. So yeah, good servant for the club, but unfortunately surplus to requirements, as was Sergei Boots, recently renamed by Masha, outspoken Sergei previously. Sergei Boots did consistently well over his 3 seasons at the club. I brought him in, so I'm going to take credit for that. He did well. He scored goals, he's got assists, he got a few man of the match reports, and he man of the match awards, and he got vaguely similar ratings in every single season. So thank you, sir, but out you go. You're not good enough. Bye. Nagini as well, off the back of, was it 4 years? No, 3-year run as well. Having previously been bought away, yeah, great. It's a good history for him there. Was bought for £275,000 by Odessa and then signed back to us on a free. Anyway, we got our money out of him for those 2 seasons that he played for us properly. I think he joined in January in that season. And he did pretty well for us. A couple of assists, 1 man of the match, and just a solid little left back. But now at 31 and still looking like a 16-year-old child, he is out of here. Another player who was out, Denis Boyko, utterly disappointing in his 2 seasons at the club. Did marginally better last season, or the season before last, and did very badly last season. 21 appearances off the bench, so maybe that's partly why, but he just wasn't that good. Another player out, Vasil Chaban. He's rubbish, and that's why. He only came in as a backup player anyway, so he has run his course. Another player in exactly the same position, Igor Osipov. Don't think he actually played a single first-team game for us, no, and it doesn't even show his non-competitive record for us, so that's a shame. Poor fella. Andrei Zemyakin, a player who actually did do stuff for us, played really consistently and pretty well for us over the 3 seasons that we were the manager, but he's also had a little career with Lviv before that. He's now gone on to play for Stal Olchevsk, who, if we just take a look, are predicted to go up, or at least be in the top sort of 5 or 6 teams. So he might come up and get his chance to play in the Premier League next season. We'll find out. But he was actually quite good. I quite liked him. So thank you, Andre, but you're not good enough. Bye. Speaking of not good enough, bye, Anatoly Konstantinov. Possibly could have kept him around as like his backup option, but I mean he didn't do very well in the first division, so it's unlikely he'd do well in the Premier League. Thank you, sir. Another one, Andriy Kornienko. He played lots of times for us as the kind of third choice centre-back for the first 2 seasons, less so in the last year because we had better players. Probably was a decent prospect. I mean, he's only 25. He's been around for a very long time, so he probably was a decent prospect back down here. But yeah, no, unfortunately, he hasn't got very much better. He used to have under 19 caps. So, yeah, and he's gone now. Somehow he's worth £70,000, so they must be paying him. They're not even paying him that much. But he's on a 2-year deal. There we go. Lynch Pinchuk, having scored 5 goals all season, went and hasn't been picked up by anyone. What a surprise! Oh, that chair. And yeah, he's off as well. Nothing really good about him. He was fine. He filled a void that we were needing to be filled, and so well done to him. Yesip, I don't think anyone will remember him. He was just a youth player that came through by Dr. Javier. Actually, he's become all right. He probably would be okay in that league. Problem is he plays in a position where you don't really want to play your foreign allocated players, and so he's gone back off to Azerbaijan to play for Kapaz, probably not how you say it, but bye. Another player who's left, Dmitry Nikiforov. He's bad. He only played a few games for us. That's because he's bad. Came through at Shakhtar though, so some people he knows might have been good. And the dude who is a bit of a dude, got great hair, he has gone off to Zorya after 1 season with us where he made no appearances. So bye. Now, on to the actually interesting things, and one thing you'll note straight away is we've spent some money. That's right, our cool 50 grand, meaning we're still many millions in the green in terms of money we've spent so far, but let's go through it in a long, lovely list. We've got Jose Luis Perez, a fairly not brilliant but fine right midfielder who came in from Atlante. I'm hoping he'll be pretty good. He's been okay in our preseason games. He's a good player. He'll do all right. This is the Ukrainian Premier League. Then we signed Nansifu Aboji, a defensive midfielder. He looks the right shape. He's not absolutely fantastic. And I don't think he's going to be our starting central midfielder, but he's a step up from Domrachev, and he'll do okay. 25 years of age, not on too much money either, so that's fine. Another player, Karim Yilmaz, absolutely solid as a rock, disappointingly short. If he was 6'4", he'd be my perfect centre back. He's also currently out with a damaged elbow. Not that you need an elbow to play football, but maybe he's one of those type of players. Moroccan, came in on a free from Raja Casablanca. I'm looking forward to seeing him play. He's played very well in our non-competitive games. Once we can get him into the side, oh my god, stop delivering things, I'm doing a video. Then we can discuss how good he will be. But yeah, 2 caps from Morocco, not a bad player. Then we've got in Hossein Bahadorani. He is Iranian, and he is fine, not very good, but he won't be he might be starting because the other left midfielder I brought in has a problem in that he doesn't play left midfield. So Hossein, he'll be knocking on the door of the first team, probably be playing. We might try and sell him. Like, weirdly, he seems to be quite highly rated, so maybe he just has a lot of potential and he might actually improve and get better, so that will be good too. Anyway, he's okay. He's an upgrade, and we'll see. Then Gomez, the man, the myth, the £50,000 myth. That's what you get for 50 grand in the Ukrainian league. Slow, but good in the air and attacking. He comes in from Amkar, who are in the Russian First Division, where he scored no goals in 19 games. Doesn't bode well. No, it doesn't bode well. But weird that actually there. Did they? So they bought him, loaned him, and then sold him. Well, unlucky him. Anyway, he's pretty good. Scored 1 goal in our current games, in our sort of pre-season games. He's left-footed. The other striker we have is right-footed, so it's all coming up us. Then Denis Bidak, an actual Ukrainian. He comes in. He's 30 years old. He comes in from Zorya. He's actually from the division below, but he's pretty good. So I brought him in. He's better than Goncharenko. Brought him in there, and I think he'll probably be the backup one because I think we've got another left back to show you. But before that, we have Lucas Ola, who is a Slovakian goalkeeper, and he's pretty damn good. He comes in from Nitra. Everyone was very excited. One of the players, in fact, it was Goncharenko, praised me for my wheeling and dealing, and then I signed that other fella on a free and replaced him. So unlucky, mate. But we have a Slovakian in goal, and that's what everyone wants. He's probably on a lot too much money, but to actually sign good players, you have to spend a little bit of money. I've been watching the team, the players that like Naftovic, who also came up, signed, are absolute horseshit. So we do have to pay a little bit better to get the better players. Obviously, the computer clubs don't have a human person being able to just go through and look at all the things. They can only scout based on their scouting restrictions. So I'm at that advantage. That's why we've got all these players who are mostly foreign. Speaking of mostly foreigners, Robert Radosevic, a Croatian right back, has come in. He's very good. He's got a 3-year contract. But I think he'll probably see out most of that. He's pretty good. I mean, I like him. He's obviously a bit old, but he's like defensively, he's very strong. So in the right back area, we are pretty well sorted now. Now here's the other problematic left midfielder, Philip Reich. He's good. He needs to improve his finishing, which I have him working on. He also needs to work on the actual ability to play on left midfield, which I have him training on, so don't worry. He's pretty good. He's quick. He can cross. He can... Actually, he might be working on passing, do you know? Can't remember. Let's see. He's working on passing. Okay, yeah. So he's working on his passing. We can also work on his finishing, but at the moment I want him to be getting good at the basics and playing his position. And some might argue that is the basics, but who am I to judge? Then we brought in this guy, Jonot Magyar. He's going to be needing a nickname. He's a midfielder, being paid probably too much. He came in from, I believe, FC Timișoara. Did previously play for Olympic Donetsk in the division below. Didn't do that well. So maybe he's not the best midfielder, but he's okay. Seems to be a little sunburnt. That'll be fun. We also signed Anatoly Parvanov, a really good left back. This is the other left back I was talking about. He's very nice. He comes in from Ludogorets. He has had a season on loan with Bate Borisov. Well done him. He was bloody awful for them, so that's good. That bodes well, I'm sure. And yeah, he looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with him, so let's do it. Then we brought in 2 more players. Alemão, a midfielder on £2,000 a week, probably too much. He's creative. He'll be in that right central midfield slot. And we brought in Pitbull mainly because his actual name is Pitbull. Like, I haven't given him that nickname. Look, if I set his nickname, he doesn't have a nickname. His nickname is Pitbull. And I have signed him partly because his nickname is Pitbull, but also because so he was playing in Bahia. He's pretty good, and he's a good right midfielder. Technically fantastic. I think we've also got him working on something. No, we haven't, but he should be working on, let's just look, maybe his speed. He's not that quick. He's terrible at jumping, that's a shame. But he can pass pretty well. He can cross okay. Is he particularly flary? He's I think he's got the skills to pay the bills. Maybe we will make him work on his finishing then, just so that he can add that to his game. And we can also obviously expect some lovely tunes from him. Now, we are not expected to pull up trees in the league this year. We are predicted to come 15th, which you will see means that we are predicted to be relegated. The other team who's predicted to come below us is, I expect, this team. Yes, Naftovic, Ukranafta, my precious. They brought in some absolute horse shit. Him, he's worse than terrible. He's bad. He's bad. I mean, they're going to go down. They even bought in Konienko. I mean, he failed up. Impressive. Yeah, so they're bad, and they're going to go down. That's absolutely, definitely true. I think that we might be able to get up above a couple of these teams. For example, Bukovina are not that good. Krivbas are not good either. And the other one would be Odessa, who have previously been owned by a Moneybags owner who recently stepped back and took out his funding, meaning that they've probably sold some of their players and probably will then be shit. So we'll find out today on this episode of Lviv and Let Die. I'll just show you our brief pre-season, mainly because I forgot. But yes, we played 4 games. Chornomorets, who are in our division, 1-0 beaten. Motor, who are a second division Polish team, we beat them 6-0. We beat Energetic 4-2. And then we lost to Prikopati at 1-0, although we should have won that game. Quite clearly. So now we're going to play Bukovina, and that's it, because it's been quite a lot of talking and chatting, and I think we're already about 15-16 minutes. So let's get on with that then. Bukovina versus Lviv, our first ever Ukrainian Premier League game, and then we'll discuss what happens after. We're also having a new stadium built. From our 28,000-seater stadium, they're building a brand new 6,000-seater stadium. So great. Now we have to do our classic delete all of the... oh god, I made a mess there. Delete all of the subs. We're going to bring Bobby onto the bench. Why is Goncharenko still on the bench? Okay, good. Now then, Parvanov, yes, good. We want to have Ndai in there, and we want to have... It would be Karim Yilmaz, obviously, because he's great, but he's not fit, so he won't be playing. Camelot will come on the bench, and we'll have Goncharenko there, and Dudnik, and well, we might not have all of those players in midfield, but we'll see. We're going to play with Perez and Bahadorani. No, we're not. We're going to put Reich out there. Also, we're not going to play with Perez. Pitbull's coming on. Let's go like this. Let's go with Petar in the bench there, and I'm going to play a Bodji because these two guys in the middle are a little tired. That'll just have to do. I'm trying to sell Tibilov, by the way. Do we need 3 defenders? Maybe if we take out Goncharenko, leave Dudnik. Okay, let's do like that. Yep, bang. What's this? Oh, loads of numbers, is it? Benjamina, who is the, what's his name? He's the Tunisian goalkeeper I signed a couple of seasons ago. So, yeah. Paravanov, Bodji. Fine, works for me. So the selection issues are no problem. The one problem is we have a squad cap of 25 adults, and 8 of those need to be, and by adults I mean over 21s, I think they are, and yeah, under, oh god, what was the other thing? And 8 of them need to be registered. So 8 of them need to be Ukrainians or have played for the club for like a number of years, I think is the rule. Which is not so bad if we have some youngsters to fill in the gaps whilst we try and build up our Ukrainian sort of section. Jan Torno has been doing really well in these last couple of games. Gomez! Oh, we could have had our first Premier League goal in quite a long time. I think the last time that Lviv were up in the Premier League on this game anyway was something like 20 or 30 years ago. So, Alassane Ndiaye. Oh, speaking of which, Live and Let Ndiaye. Excellent title. Thought up by Sam. But yeah, I didn't think of it because I'm not clever. Oh, no. Well, okay, so they've scored... they've taken advantage. They're obviously more streetwise and yeah, all those cliches about teams who have like the top flight experience and just a little bit of streetwise ability to manage games properly, take their chances when they come. That's what they're like probably, and then we're probably like naive. But here we go. Pitbull gives the ball to Jan Torno, gives it back to Pitbull. Pitbull has a shot. Training on his finishing is a good idea. Yeah, so we're obviously still not. We don't have an ideal squad composition by any means. I feel like we're one striker short. I mean, we have 2 or 3 strikers who are sort of crap and in the background. And I suppose we'll probably end up filling in some games because there'll be inevitably injuries and whatever. Hang on, Jan Torno to Pitbull. Radicevic into Pitbull. Pitbull, good save by Dudarev. Great name, Dudarev. Pitbull crosses, Koval clears. So what was I saying? So we're obviously not with the ideal we haven't got the right team. I'll try this again. We probably need to start sort of attempting to foster some good Ukrainian youth, mainly because, it's just going to be very hard to continually have loads of young, really good players. I mean, I guess after a while, some of these younger players will probably become Ukrainian. That's what used to happen in Shlonsk, but we'll have to try and get in some Ukrainians as well, like we used to keep trying to get in some Poles. When we were manager there, I suppose it's not the end of the world, but at the moment we don't have the money to be bringing them in. It took a little while at Shlonsk as well. Once you start to make money, then you can use that money to spend on paying for Polish players and getting in foreigners who are young for free, who can then sort of supplement the rest of the team. And that's essentially how we're going to do it here. Assuming we stay up, of course. If we go down, it's going to be, the club's probably going to be in some kind of horrifying financial situation. Jan Forno, mainly because we're spending a lot more money than we were last year on wages. We'll be going into a smaller stadium, although one we might actually fill week by week rather than having 3,500 people come to a 28,000 seat stadium. So maybe we'll have less money on expenses. Okay, show a bit of desire, lads. Hey, bit of desire, yeah. Just with because we're So some desire, if you can show some of that. Pitbull's hurt. Oh, that's sad. Radicevic gives it to Ndai. Gives it to. Oh, that would have been nice. Abodji loses out in the middle there. Oh, great tackle from Radicevic. Puts the ball up for Kohans. Oh, Gomez. Oh, you fucking clown. You unbelievable clown boy. Take off your horrible red nose. Right, we're swapping them 2 round. We're going to bring on... Oh, I didn't bring... Pitbull's tired, so we're taking him off. That's how we start. Got my food here waiting. That's what Masha was delivering to me earlier on. Yermakov. What is that? What is that? Well, this is what this league's going to be like, I suppose. Obalon are getting absolutely tonked by Shakhtar. And they beat us last season in the cup. So, oh dear. Well, team needs a little bit of time to gel as well. The problem that I had was a lot of the players came on freeze, and the free transfer, like the date when a lot of their contracts expire is the 1st of July, and that's less than a month before the beginning of the season, or it's almost exactly so we've had basically 4 weeks to train with half of the players in the team. So I'm imagining that it'll probably be a little bit up and down for the first few weeks, and eventually we'll hit a bit of good form later on. It might even be in the second half of the season that we properly start to come together. Alameo to Radicevic. Perez into... Oh, lucky lad. Smagin. Good name. Parvanov out to Alamayo to Albodji. Parvanov crosses, but Kohan's heads clear. Ndai. Ballon. Oh, they're just being nicely marshalled by the 2 centre-backs from Bukovina there. Reich is tired. We're probably going to have to do something about that in future. Let's bring on Perovic, because is he the only one surviving? Oh, there was Ballon as well. There's like 2 or 3 players who survived from the last season. Gomez heads the ball on and has to run onto his own fleet. He gets there as well. Oh, it's a stunning goal. That's exactly what we wanted. Gomez runs onto his own flick on, puts the ball in the middle. Yantorno scores. It was comedy, and it was good comedy. That's what I'll say. Dear. Right, Abogi gives it to Perovic. Perovic puts the ball in, but it is deflected back, and now Ballon has managed to tackle him. That's good. Smaggin to Traore. Out to Seleznyov. Seleznyov to Smagin to Tutkidze, etc. Bukovina. This is really a team that we probably should be looking to beat, because I doubt that they are expected to do very well. So, you know, the classic 6-pointer on the first day of the season. Ola, Ballon to Abogi. Abogi up to Reich. Reich now, he's running with the ball. He's knackered. He's absolutely shattered. Doesn't do anything with it. That's not surprising. Perovic puts it out to Reich again. He was offside. Well, he was knackered. Here comes another. Oh, I thought they were just going to pump it into the box, but no, they're obviously a cultured team. Dudarev. He's like their little... Oh, great ball, Yantorno. Yantorno scores, and it's 2-2. Oh, Gomez and Yantorno, the swap. That was what it was. It was a tactical swap. A last-minute equaliser for Lviv against Bukovina. Do we gonna get another chance? No, we did not get another chance. But, hey, 2-2, that's not bad. We came back into it very well. I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. It's not great to be happy with a 2-2 draw, but not bad. We're comfortably mid-table. If we can finish there at the end of the season, then I'll be happy. Giantorno scored 2. Ola was good. Lola. Nice. Actually, they did predict us a win in that game, so yeah. Bukovina, where are they expected to finish? 14th. So they are the team that we need to overcome at the very least. Okay, well, not ideal that we had them first. We could have done with having like Shakhtar first, just to be able to write off that game anyway. But whatever. We drew 2-2. That's not bad. Yantorno did well. Football's about moments like that. It was beautiful. Alemão had a good, solid game. Rodolfo was outstanding. Well, you know, he was fine. Never stopped looking for adding players to the squad, although I doubt we'll get very many at this point. Right, let's have a look at the fixtures. How many games do we have to play before the winter break? Oh, there isn't a winter... Oh, there is a winter break, but it's just from December. It goes on a bit longer. All right. So we'll probably come back in the middle of this. Who are some teams that are pretty rubbish? Actually, Naftovic are not good. They're expected to come below us. And then if we look, I think either Sevastopol, are they bad? They're not bad. They're in Europe. Fuck off. Tavria is what I wanted to click on, because they are also not great. Okay, so let's come back for Naftovic and Tavria, because they are two games. They are two games in which we might actually have a chance of winning. Otherwise, I would say the doubleheader against Dinamo Kiev and Shakhtar would be fun, but we're going to lose them both. So let's not even bother with that. Also, there's the away game against our fierce rivals Karpaty. But I think in the second half of the season we'll show the first home Lviv derby for Lviv. So that'll be fun. So yeah, we'll be back for, who was it? Naftovic and Tavria, two crucial games. And yeah, I'll see you in those games then, guys. Bye.